Hello everyone, Fluffy here, back with a vlog. I realize it's been quite a few days. It's the 10th. When did I do a Sam's haul? Like a week ago from yesterday. So I was like, oh my god. So I don't know how this will go. Got a lot to tell, but I haven't figured out the sequence in my head about how I was going to talk. So you know me, I bounce back and forth with stories. So hopefully it won't be bad today. I even put, I'm watching J. Morrell Stewart. I hadn't watched her. I think she's got 2 videos out I need to catch up watching. This one is, for those of you that watch, it's the one where she's cleaning out her freezers. Yeah, I like her. Very, very, very natural. She doesn't apologize for messing up. Just like me. Anyway, um, I had some kimchi broth. All I did was boil kimchi in water. I'm having a gout flare up in my big toe again. Usually it happens when I hurt it. Like the very first time that I ever got a flare up of gout, never ever had it in my entire life. Uh, I was with my sweetheart and we were cleaning, and I said, "Hey, give me the spray bottle." And they were down the hall. She was down the hall from me, and she slid it on the floor. I'm talking, barely tapped me with the bottle, and boom, it's the first time it ever happened. I'm like, oh my god. So I have tart cherry extract. This does have carbs. It does break a fast because I looked at it, but I need them. And it says take 1 capsule a day. It's barely my second dose. I took 2 capsules when I was ready to break my fast. Because I can't have organ meats, which I don't eat a lot of, but I've been having chicharron, and yeah, my body's saying knock it off because that can flare up gout. And a lot of red meat, and I think I've been doing a lot of that. So I have to revamp. I ate a banana, 8 carbs. So I'll have to change it up a little bit, but I'm going to try not to go over too many carbs. And I only say that because this is 1 cup of kimchi and it's like 4.4 carbs, and this is my second cup. Plus the banana was 8. So that's already up there, 16 out of 20. So, but anyway, so that's where I'm at. I was able to, you see the pause. Look, you see who's here. See, now she thinks this is playing. Anyway, she's here. I'll make her get down if her breathing gets too heavy because she's right next to the microphone. But anyway, I was able to, for the first time in forever, lift all week last week. Monday through Friday. I hadn't done that. I'd never gotten past 5 days. Past 3 days. Only 2.5 hours each time. But it does wreak havoc on my back. But I managed to get out. Unfortunately, and maybe that's also what helped my gout flare, is I'm on the verge of a fibro flare. I feel it. Been getting emotional, that my pain level is up, but I'm not yet in a full-blown flare. So I didn't go driving today. Very disappointed, but rest today, and I'll try to go out tomorrow depending on this foot. Because I'm right foot, I'm right-handed and I'm right-footed, meaning I need my right foot to hit the gas and brakes in the car. Can't do that when you're in excruciating pain, y'all. It hurts. It hurts. But other than that, physically, I think I'm fine. Got some back issues. We all do, right? I know so many of you on my channel have chronic illness, so I am preaching to the choir. Okay. Now, I know y'all come to my vlogs now to hear the neighborhood gossip. It's okay. I'm watching how I'm talking because this is my second cup and it's almost gone. I'm thinking I have the pepper flakes in my teeth. So, hopefully not. We'll see. You can tell me later. Fluff, we saw it. All right, the last thing I told y'all was that Rose's parents, the trailer, the RV burnt down. You saw the picture. The other day, it is Monday, the day after. Hey, it is 50 degrees in here. I checked. What is your damage? See her? She gets overheated and doesn't want to get down, but as soon as she gets down and gets cool, the panting stops. And you know, you're really not helping. You putting pressure. Your big behind is putting pressure on my leg, which putting pressure on my gout. She don't care. Anyway, okay, back. Okay, really shortly after the fire, tow truck came and took the old RV away in the morning. And of course, certain neighbors had to supervise. Okay. Before that, the day before, so it must have been 2 days, because once it burnt down or burnt, you could still smell the plasticky, so I can only imagine what it smelled like inside. I see on my camera. Now, I know when I talk, you don't think I like anybody on the street. I don't know everybody on the street. I've waved, there's people catty corner from me, the back way. They've got a bunch of little bitty dogs, like the little floofy dogs. We wave, real friendly, And then, but I know I told you about the fancier RV that is across the street from Rose's dad, but over one. He got a fancier RV. I think he's got one kid. I've seen several kids there, but I don't know if they're cousins. They let their dogs out constantly. But it's funny because ever since I had that showdown with Stalker and told him I have footage, I really haven't seen those dogs loose. Yeah. Anyway, I look on my camera and the guy from across the way in the fancy RV cuts through my yard, and Stalker is giving him and his wife, the people across the way with the new RV, giving them a tour of Rose's house, of the burnt down RV. And I don't even think Rose's dad was home. And I wanted to text him, are you aware that Stalker is giving tours of your place? That's a bit, y'all, tell me if I'm being overcritical of Stalker. Just tell me, Fluff, he can't do anything with you. You just, I think you're getting a little out of hand. I don't like that. That's just so rude, in my opinion. And I didn't see it till after fact, because what I wanted to do was step out there and go, what are you doing? Does Rose's dad know you're doing that? It's crazy. Anyway, so after that, in the morning, the RV went away. Okay. Later that same day, I'm almost sure it was the same day or the next morning, within 12 hours, let's say, a newer RV got delivered. Now, I'll give it to Stalker. He has a truck, and he grabbed the newer RV from wherever it was and helped Rose's dad set it up. I will give him that. But when you allow him to help like that, he thinks that now he's in charge, because he does. He acts like he owns the whole street. I think that's why he and I don't get along, because it bothers him that, homie, don't play that. Okay. Which surprised me. Surprised me that somehow he managed to get a newer one. Right? The old one was in such disrepair. I'm surprised that he didn't get it before. It just surprised me. So, but good for him. And so Stalker hung around, Stalker hung around. I didn't say anything. And one day I'm coming home from driving and I run into Rose's dad. And I said, hey, I said, congrats on the new place. And he said, thank you. He said, that's nothing but a blessing from God. And I said, well, I'm glad. I'm glad for you. And he had his son with him. Just a short, good looking kid. I mean, Rose's dad is not an ugly man. But son, just a younger version of him, although the son wears glasses. That's about the only major difference. So one day I come home from driving last week and I notice when I pull up, and I have to, and I didn't see Stalker home. So I didn't have to push my body pain-wise and try to hurry up and get in the house. So I could sit there a few minutes, open the door, let my legs hang a little bit before getting out of the car. Well, in doing so, Rose's dad's son was in their front yard, and there is a young girl talking to him. Y'all, I'm talking flirting up a storm. Flirting up a storm. Which is fine. A young person, I ain't hating. You know, do your thing. But, so they're talking, and he turns around, he notices me, and he kind of waves, the son, and I wave back. You know, I can be neighborly, y'all. I can be neighborly. I know that comes as a shock given all my stories, but I can be, I swear. Anyway, so I start to go in, and depending on what time I come home, if it's really close to the time that I would normally let these two OUT, then I just unlock, throw my purse in, and then get them and put them on, on the lead and let them go. Well, that was the case this day. So I hear a guy talking, and I swear that it's Rose's dad. And the son comes around the corner, and I said, was that you talking just now? And he's like, yes, ma'am. I said, oh my God, I thought that was your dad. I could swear that was your dad voice. And I thought, I didn't know he was home. He started laughing, and I said, I hope that's not an insult. No, ma'am, but I get it all the time. I said, okay. And he asked me what my name was. He said, if you don't mind. And I told him, because I'm surprised that his dad didn't tell him already, or Stalker. So by this time, now both dogs are distracted. And Sasha here runs right up to him, and I told him, she's really friendly. She will jump on you, though, and she's kind of stout, so brace yourself. And then Big Dog, I said, her name's Sheba. She will bark at you. She will not bite you unless you're trying to come in the house. I said, she will not bite you, but just so you know, she will not let your father near her. He goes, really? I said, yeah. Who comes around the corner? Yeah, the girl, right? Can't stay out of it. Got nosy. Guess whose daughter she is? Stalker's daughter. I don't know if she's visiting. I've never seen her before. And so she immediately sees my dogs. And she goes, oh my God, how old are they? And I told her, oh my God, you've had them for a long time. I didn't even know you had dogs. Okay, first of all, how do you know me? How do you know who I am? How do you know how long I've been here? I mean, I have so many questions, and I know that's my corrections mind, right? But I already know the answer to. Okay. And so she goes, I didn't even know you had dogs. Now you know. What I wanted to say Was I know because I don't allow my dogs to bother anybody else. My dogs aren't allowed to run loose. I didn't say that though, okay? Because we can't help who our parents are. And I'm not holding Stalker against her. But she behaved the same way that he does. Nosy, acting bossy flossy, because he comes over, the son, they had to unhook everything. And how they hook up the RV water is straight from the water line, you know, where you check the meter, water hose, and then you attach it to the RV. When the towing company took the old RV away, they just unhooked everything and threw the stuff in my yard. The only one I had a problem with was the poop tube. And I'm like, oh my God. But it was more in their yard, so I didn't say anything. The man already had enough problems on his hand. So he connects the hose, and apparently there's water leaks in the hose. I don't know if the heat from the fire did it, dried it out. It shouldn't have, but maybe because when the firemen, when it blew up, and it blew debris into my yard, it blew debris and it was close to that water hose. So I think it ruined the water hose, the fire did. However it happened. It started springing a leak. And she's directing, this young girl is directing him to tape it with electrical tape while the water's spewing out of it. And she looks up at me and she goes, I'm the neighbor he's going to be calling to help him fix stuff. And I said, oh, okay, because I'm on the deck and I'm watching my dogs, right? And she goes, no, do it this way. And the thing is actively leaking. It's turned on and it's actively spraying water. And I look at him and I say, his name, because he introduced himself, and I said, just give it up. There's no way you're going to repair it like that. Just turn it off. He starts laughing, and she just kind of looks shocked at me, and I said, you're just fighting a losing battle. There's no way you can tape it with being wet like that. And he goes, yes, ma'am, and he turns it off, and he goes, I just need my dad to answer me. I guess he wanted to let him know, hey, I tried to hook it up, and it's leaking, but I have a feeling the dad already knew that. Rose's dad already knew that because it hadn't been hooked up. So at that point, she said, I'll see what my dad has. Now, I don't know if it's a regular water hose. I don't know if it's a special hose that gets hooked up to the RV. Looks like a regular hose to me, but I don't know if the threading part, if it's a different diameter. I just don't know. I don't know enough about any of that. I just know you can't fix a leak in a hose like that. So time goes on, and I haven't seen the daughter since. I don't know where the daughter is, but I've seen very little of Stalker moving around, even going in his she shed. I've not seen. I do know that the son is there. I don't think he might be moved in 100%, but I'm not sure if the dad is quite yet. I really don't see him coming and going too often like he used to. And with the RV being further away from me, it really kind of hides this parking spot, and I'm not on my camera watching them 24/7. I just check for notifications. But it looks like as of this morning, sometime today, the camera alerted, and him and his son were standing at the water spigot, hooking up. It looked like a new hose. Looks like a new hose. The park did come by and read water meters. Mine is more towards the back and the front, but towards my bedroom, like about this far from my mobile home. His is in the middle of my yard. I mean, closer to him, but like right there in the middle. Like I could stand on my deck and put a pole if it's long enough, and it would be straight to the water thing. They both walked past it to read mine, and then stalkers. And then one came back, noticed that the thing was attached, so he went ahead and read it. But as far as I know, that's all I know about them at this point. So although one of my times, I take really late at night, I take the big one out. They both go out, but it's for the big one I take out really late at night, and I saw movement in the RV, and I smelled somebody in there was cooking fried pork chops. God, they smell good. They smell real good. And I know that the girlfriend, who I haven't seen, so my assumption that they broke up, I think is true, unless they're waiting to be all the way 100% moved in, and she's coming back. But I don't think so. But yeah, they smell good, and I found out from her. And when my sweetheart was here, my sweetheart loved to cook, and so she really liked Rose's dad. So sometimes when she cooked something extra, she would text him to come over, and yeah, we found out that pork chops were his favorite. So not surprised. Let's see what else. I've been getting some good deals. I found the link on Facebook, and there have been some really good food deals on Amazon. What I've also been finding out, at least in these Walmarts, that Walmart is comping Amazon. For the first time, I bought the kid ravioli, and they're like expensive usually on at Walmart, and they were only $1 on Amazon. So when I went back and checked the Walmart prices, they rolled them back to that price. Cream of mushroom soup. I can't have that. Can't have ravioli, but I'm buying ahead for the kid. And so the pouches, no, cream of mushroom soup went down to $1 on Amazon. I went to check Walmart, and they too rolled back to $1 to comp them. But Amazon, I was going to say YouTube, but Amazon had an extra coupon, and they were only 85 cents. So y'all don't sleep on Amazon. I don't know how to share links like that on my page to give you the link. Just go and look at Amazon Foods and just put in $1, and I think some of the deals come up. But if y'all are looking for some good deals and you can eat like that, the Knorr pasta mixes, rices and pasta mixes, the sides, but you can make them a main dish if you add meat to them. The kid loves those. And I found a couple of really good deals on those also. Love a kimchi. So, I've been getting those. Jenny-O turkeys here are still 87 cents a pound. So I'm assuming the butterballs still are. I think that's all I had to tell you. Trying to get back on the fasting wagon. I think I fasted for 20 hours, 20 hours between yesterday and today, so I'm starting to get back to it. I can't get back down to 47 pounds, y'all. I am at a loss today of 46.8, so I'm almost there again. Now I'm shooting for 50 pounds down, and so, I check every day, and I know a lot of people don't like checking every day. They tell you don't check every day, and I know that. So I don't get upset because I do check every day, but because I don't want to miss a loss. But So I'm still hanging in there with that. Just gonna have to adjust things a little bit and use all mine for the issue, the medical issue, the plumbing being not right. That's evened out. I try every day to use all of my carb count. I don't always, but again, it's energy level. It was been really hard last week because I drove every day, and I just have to find that balance. Although I will tell you, Saturday, and I've done a breakfast scramble before. That's why I didn't mukbang it. Plus the kids here, but I did that ham steak that I mukbanged with y'all. I believe it was a ham steak somewhere in there. I cut that up, scrambled eggs, some of my salsa. Um, I actually, for the first time in a long time, was able to stand the whole time. And that took 5 minutes. Yeah, that's how bad. I'm telling y'all, when I tell y'all that my body is just pissed off at what I've done. But it was a small victory. And that's probably part of why yesterday I'm like, I told the kid, I'm entering a flare. You've been really emotional today. Yeah, the body's not real happy with me, but I'll find that happy medium, you know? Um, so I'm okay. I don't want y'all to worry. I'm good. I'm filming, right? I'm good. Um, what else? I think that's it. Well, 26 minutes. I think that's enough, love, don't you? Now, it is 4:42 in the afternoon, so like all the rest of them, I don't think I'm going to go through it. I don't think I have to do any corrections or put any edits, which means hopefully that the video will go up quicker, but probably not till tonight, because it already is 4:42 here. So, there you go. I haven't had a lot of sodas, y'all. Seriously. Like, were a couple of days last week, I didn't even have one. I'm like, my daughter's like, the kid's like, what? I said, I know. Have you noticed that 12 pack has lasted for a while? She goes, I did notice that, Mom. I say, yeah. I didn't sneak another 12 pack in its place. But, let's see. Haven't broken into the pork belly yet. Haven't broke into the sausages yet. So I can't tell you about those things. Broccolini, y'all, I have not eaten it. Although today, if my foot can stand it, I'm going to take, I have to I have to eat stuff that's very low in purine because it produces uric acid. And when you have an overabundance of uric acid, it tends to pool in the joints, which makes crystals happen, which is what causes the pain. Yeah. I'd show you a picture, but it's gross. My foot's gross. But it's just red. It almost looks like immediately when you hit your body on something and it turns red, that's what it looks like. And it's at the base of, like, let's say this is my right foot and my big toe. That joint that's right down here, that is completely red. And then on the side of my foot, that whole joint is just inflamed. And people go back and forth about kimchi because it's so good in probiotics that it's anti-inflammatory, and that's what Google said would help with the gout. So that's why I've had 2 cups so far, and that black coffee is also good. I have to lay off organ meat, which I don't eat, but the pork skins. My kids do it in Aldi order. No, I will not haul it because that's her stuff, and most everything on there is stuff for herself. She asked me, did I want anything? I said, no. She said, I'm not buying you any more pork skins. I said, please don't. You have a weakness. So that'll probably come, she'll probably get that in later. But if I can walk around, see, even wiggling the toe hurts. If I can walk around, I will take half of the broccolini and steam it, and then have it. I can't put any real butter on it because that's, that's organ. That's, I it says try not to cook it with fat. And I know y'all carnivores say that. Do y'all carnivores get gout? And if so, how do you not inflame it? right? I don't think there's a cure for gout. I haven't really looked into gout too much. The first time it ever happened, when my sweetheart looked at my foot, because it was on the other toe, big toe. It's the only place I've ever gotten it is on my big toes. She was like, "Oh my God, that looks like gout." I'm like, "Gout? What? That's for like," well, it's gonna sound so Karen, so I won't say it, but I'm like, gout? Because it's really weird, because she and I, especially when I was staying with her, we hardly did any meat. We mostly did chicken, some fish. We did do shrimp, and shrimp is high in purine. A lot of seafood is. But I didn't think enough to cause me to get gout. I'm like, what? So the next few days, I'll be real careful what I eat. No red meat. Definitely not going to do any red meat. Can't have Viennas. Can't have Spam. Can't have any of that. So I'm just going to be a Vegisaurus for the next few days until this thing calms the hell down. Okay, 31 minutes. Thank you for joining me today for this vlog. Really glad to see you. I always apologize for it being so long since my last video, but such is my life. There was just no way last week that, as tired as I was, etc., that I was going to film a video. Just, you'd be see me going, "Oh God, y'all, I'm so tired." I don't want to do that to y'all, okay? Again, my hair looked like a busted can of biscuits. Oh my God, and I know it was the wind and everything from being out and about, the kids' birthday lunch and then going to Sam's, but it wasn't until I was editing that I noticed I had, so it's not too much better today. God bless y'all. Positive vibes out to each and every one of you. Remember to always be kind and be your own advocate. I love y'all, and I will talk to you real soon, okay? Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Bye.